amount of spirit power began to circulate in Yang Chen's channels, frantically rushing towards numerous bones in his 4 limbs. Afterwards, all channels in Yang Chen's whole body were filled entirely with vigorous spirit power. However, that one profound Yang fruit's medicinal ability hadn't completely spread out and was still continuously releasing spirit power. Taking a foundation pill is same as having a great success in refining qi, which can be used later to attack the foundation stage bottleneck. It contains sufficient spirit power to support him in reaching the foundation stage a few times over, successfully. At present, Yang Chen had only cultivated to the first qi layer. Thus, due to the core, the spirit power quickly rose to the limits of the first qi layer. If he was in his previous life, Yang Chen could use this portion of formidable spirit power to attack the second qi layer directly. But at the moment, Yang Chen was only cultivating the 5 Yang phase 5 types of the 5 Yang phases method. As such, the 5 Yin phases hadn't been cultivated at this time, so he inadvertently allowed his Yin and Yang to become unbalanced. Impatiently sitting in the room, Yang Chen was beginning to become aware of his misfortune regarding the 5 attributes. The Yang 5 phases restricting each other slowly began consuming more and more spirit power. 5 attributes overcoming each other and dividing completely is wishful thinking. The 5 types of different attributes spirit power coming in contact with each other had become his own bane. Spirit power began to surge up and grind, so as to reverse the motion of Yang 5 phases method, slowly being consumed. In this way, even that one profound Yang fruit not only was Yang Chen still able to cultivate and reach the first qi layer, but he was also the first one to achieve this among the 20 disciples in the first year. This really made him furious. Originally he believed that with the help of the 2 managers who were handling this affair and the rules he had already declared, which no one would dare to break, he would be able to handle Yang Chen, but now it seemed as if they didn't have any effect. He did not know who the person who had helped Yang Chen was, but if ever he found out, he would make that person pay. However, right now he had to seriously think about the matter of dealing with Yang Chen. Allowing Yang Chen to become an outer disciple would certainly mean that he was breaking his promise, and Chu Heng could not allow this kind of thing to occur. But Yang Chen had already reached the first qi layer and he could do nothing to block him. So right now, the only thing Chu Heng could do, was to go to Sun Haijing and inform him about this news. You have to prevent that Yang Chen from reaching the 9 Earth Manor. Chu Heng coldly placed his request and turned around to leave. You can use any method, I don't care about it, but you cannot let anyone discover that you are the one breaking the sect's rules, otherwise even I will not be able to save you. Of course, whatever you do, I know nothing of it, do you understand? Sun Haijing hastily nodded and respectfully replied, Yes, Master. Who? A ray of light flew from Chu Heng's hand directly towards Sun Haijing. This is a cultivation tool for you to refine. You should refine it as soon as possible. It will provide some extra assistance with your strength. Furthermore, take these spirit stones with you, as the payment. Many thanks, Master. Sun Haijing rejoiced and once again loudly expressed his thanks, following the respectful, still have to wait for several days before Yang Chen could leave. Yang Chen was also not very anxious to go and use this time to make some talisman papers. After sending off Wang Yuan, Shen Da arrived in front of Yang Chen, appearing very respectful. After the last time when Yang Chen had beaten him unconscious, Shen Da had always treated Yang Chen this way. As soon as Yang Chen had been properly seated, Shen Da fished out a small jade bottle from his chankan pouch and very respectfully handed it to Yang Chen. What is this? Yang Chen didn't extend his hand to take it, but rather looked at it and asked in great surprise. Young Master Yang, these are Yang Qi pills, refined from the profound Yang fruit from the last time. Shen Da explained quickly. This belonged to young Master Yang's initially, now I am returning them to young Master Yang. Explaining all of this, Shen Da finally placed the jade bottle on the table in front of Yang Chen. Yang Chen stared at Shen Da for a good amount of time, then he shook his head and said, You should use them, it isn't that useful to me. Shen Da became very anxious. Why didn't Yang Chen accept the bottle? Did he still doubt them? After Yang Chen defeated him empty-handedly, Shen Da had conceded sincerely, but he was an intelligent person and had known that immediately after the fight Shang Wenfeng had entered closed-door training, and after just 2 months he succeeded in building his foundation, becoming an inner disciple. And today he personally saw Wang Yuan and Yang Chen discussing something, and after that Wang Yuan had also hurriedly entered closed-door training. It would be a miracle if there was nothing fishy about it. Thinking about Yang Chen's behavior around the two appointed managers, it was not difficult for Shen Da to understand that they must have gained some huge benefits from Yang Chen. If not, how could they agree to offend the inner disciple Uncle Master Chu and face his anger, just to assist Yang Chen? Moreover, Shen Da had also recognized that fruit peel, the profound Yang fruit's peel which had been in Yang Chen's possession. What this implied was self-evident. If he did not embrace Yang Chen's leg at this time, then after Yang Chen left the Yiziu Manor, he would not get any more opportunities like this. Shen Da and all of the other servants who had been beaten in that last fight had discussed it, and afterwards Ho Lin had refined the fruit peels to produce this Yang Chi peel, but rather than swallowing it, they offered it to him today. Seeing that Yang Chen did not receive it, Shen Da knelt down amid young Master Yang. After a moment when these four had saluted Yang Chen by kowtowing, they heard Yang Chen's promising voice. Okay, get up. Just as these four people delightedly got up, they discovered that the jade bottle containing the Yang Chi pills which they gifted to Yang Chen was still on the table before them. Young Master, these originally belonged to you, we only refined them, that's all. Naturally Shen Da and the others did not dare to request for this kind of thing, they only wanted Yang Chen to give them a few pointers when the occasion arrived, just that would already be sufficient. Which of you refined this? Ho Lin. Yang Chen asked as he glanced at Ho Lin. Ho Lin hastily nodded. Yang Chen laughingly reached out his hand for the jade bottle and took out a pill. After cautiously inspecting it for some time, a small flame suddenly appeared above his finger and wrapped around the pill in his hand. It was just a Yang Chi pill, nothing more. It didn't even require Yang Chen to use the Supreme Elder's Pill Secrets and Profound Pill Scriptures skill. Although Yang Chen's flame was small, after a moment, that pill had already started burning and broke into small pieces. Soon after that there were more than 10 medicinal pills within the bottle. After that, Yang Chen took out all of them and also formed them into more Yang Chi pills, which he then loaded into the jade bottle and placed before the four people again. The Yang Chi pills were slightly unrefined. I just dispelled a few impurities. Seeing that those four were still somewhat hesitant to receive them, Yang disciples, having a servant whose cultivation was higher than them, both encouraged and provoked them to put more effort into training. This method was not something special, rather it was commonly used by almost all sects. On one hand it arranged for those defeated disciples with low comprehension to settle down, while at the same time it also provided an incentive for the new disciples. It was indeed killing two birds with one stone. Since Yang Chen had asked for these four servants, when Wang Yuan sent them off on their way on the next morning, besides one servant, who was leading the way to the Nine Earth Manor, behind Yang Chen, the two male and two female servants followed. The Meiqing Mountain was entirely under pure Yang Palace's control. The mountain range extended over a circumference of around 1,000 miles. The Yiziu Manor was considered to be the region with the smallest amount of spiritual influence. The Nine Earth Manor was situated 400 miles into the Meiqing Mountain and had far denser spiritual influence. The servant leading the way did not talk much and kept his head down while walking. Among them, only Yang Chen was of the first Qi layer, so he was not able to fly or soar and could only walk, step by step, towards the Nine Earth Manor. However, when he reached the second Qi layer, he would be able to refine some flying talismans or possibly a paper crane or some other thing for transportation. At that time his speed would increase by a lot. There were no problems during the first day. They had been walking with their full strength throughout the way, rushing as much as 200 miles before stopping to meditate and circulate the qi within their bodies. They were only resting for 1 hour, before hastening on with their journey throughout the night. In the night, the light from the sky was not very good since the starlight was almost insufficient. Fortunately, the leading servant was very familiar with the way, and the road to the Nine Earth Manor was only a straight path, so they were unlikely to lose their way. Anyway, after walking for 2 hours, when the color of the sky was faintly brightening, suddenly Yang Chen sensed something peculiar. It seemed as if the spirit power in the surroundings was slightly stronger than had already disappeared, and Yang Chen was standing still in its original place, holding that clean bottle with its lid in his hands. Having been immersed in the vast extent of the medicine garden, he would find it impossible to let go, and even now Yang Chen did not dare to believe this large amount of riches together with those natural resources are within his hand. If he had these in his previous life, where even owning a vermilion fruit could be an offense for a low social standing person, he would be attracting series of extreme misfortunes. Thinking of this, a picture of his teacher's beautiful eyes facing death's door flashed in Yang Chen's mind again. Immediately afterwards, the scene of his teacher handing him his bright sword once again emerged, making Yang Chen feel incredibly warm. Bowing his head to look at the clean bottle with its lid in his hand, Yang Chen sensed a kind of feeling coming from the top of the clean bottle, finally confirming for himself that he owned this wealth, which could make even the most unyielding man in this world feel tempted. Calmly storing the clean bottle and its lid in his achievements ring, Yang Chen finally felt relaxed in his heart. In mortal kingdoms, it was still not possible for someone to easily steal Yang Chen's achievement ring and walk away, even if it was possible for experts to open others' Chenken pouches, but it was impossible for them to see through objects from the heavens. These treasures have already changed their family name to Yang. Ed. Note: changing family name can mean changing ownership in China. Thinking of something in his heart, Yang Chen did some actions and a large pile of dried up bones of animals suddenly appeared on the ground next to him. The densely packed bones almost filled the entire mountain forest. As for being discovered by someone, Yang Chen did not care. Calculating the time, the day when the sect of his master from his previous life will take disciple was approaching. If he started from here, following this route, he even had the time to return home once, to pay a visit to his parents and afterwards go to the Pure Yang Palace to formally become an apprentice. After taking a moment to decide, Yang Chen began to set off. This was a new road of cultivation, totally different from his previous life. The only identical thing was that Yang Chen could pay his respect to the same master. "Master, you just wait, I am coming." In the recent days, the Yang family manor had been decorated with lanterns and colored banners and was a festive sight to behold. Be it the Yang family's lord or be it the villagers, farmers and tenants, everyone had a cheerful look on their face. The young master of the Yang family, who had been away from home for 6 months, had returned 2 days ago to visit the main hall. The Yang family's lord and madam were so happy that they were jumping from joy. In happiness, they bestowed a reward on each and every tenant family. The entire manor had the feel of a great celebration. Naturally, Yang Chen was unwilling to be used in this way as a toy. Especially Gu Qin, who was cultivating the blazing palm and had a fire spirit root similar to Yang Chen, was staring so hard that his eyeballs almost popped out. So that's why Yang Chen could refine the Yang Qi pill's impurities so easily, this exceedingly great mastery over a high-level fire-controlling skill. Even if it was an inner disciple who had reached the foundation stage, it would still surpass them. All of the 4 servants felt this way. Their admiration towards Yang Chen grew enormously. Sometimes, cultivation is not only for fighting. Yang Chen's words timely echoed in the ears of the 4 servants. Think about some other paths to follow, it will broaden your horizon. Afterwards, when cultivating, don't just stick to acquiring formidable magic power, control is also very important. Only when Yang Chen reached the Jindan stage in his previous life did he realize this. Of course, in this life he would not repeat the same mistake. Only, in the ears of the 4 people listening, these words were like a morning bell which had awoken them to an all-new world. Originally they cultivated with all their might in order to break through to the next realm and to be able to have valiant fighting strength, but now they discovered they had already diverged from the main road. Many thanks, young master, for giving us directions. The 4 people wholeheartedly paid their respects to Yang Chen. This time, Yang Chen didn't stop them and with a wave of his hand he instructed them to leave. Then he started assimilating the magic power surging within his body and began to refine it. Before going to the 9 Earth Manor, he should manufacture a few talismans. Talismans require even higher level material and even more formidable magic power to manufacture. The principle was the same as talisman papers, but a talisman had, at least, 2 to 3 times more power. Before, Yang Chen could not obtain the materials for the talisman, so he had no other choice but to use talisman papers, but now he could consider making a talisman. While Yang Chen was refining, within the 9 Earth Manor of the Pure Yang Palace at the Meiqing Mountain, the merit-transferring disciple on duty, Chu Heng, was angry at Yiziu Manor's manager Wang Yuan's writ. That preparatory disciple, Yang Chen, who had been